Hmm. So what do you mean by map first? Then we are going to create map in JavaScript. Let me create map.js. Okay. Now, first of all, map. So first of all, what do you mean by map in JavaScript? So array dot first, for example, let's suppose we have const nums, and in that nums, let's suppose we created new array, uh, 2, 4, 6, 8. Let's suppose we created this new array nums, and in nums, let's suppose we want to iterate. Then while iteration, we are going to use the map. So nums dot map, and then it will have the callback function. And in callback function, it's something like this, look like this. And now it has first of all the current number, then index, and then our in actual array. And now it is going to return, let's suppose current num multiplied by 5. Okay, and if we console log our nums, then it will be something like 2468. Okay, okay, okay. So okay. First of all, map I will explain what actually map is. So map is nothing but map is used to transform each element of an array. So what do you first of all, what is map? So map is used to transform each element of an array. Then it returns new array, and does not mutate the original array. Executes callbacks once per function. Executes callback once per function. Callback receives value index array. Value index array. Length of return array is equal to. Okay, so okay, no problem. Array problem is result result, and now we are going to result. 10, 20, 30, and 40. Okay. 2 more 6. Okay, then new value it's like dot my value index array cannot break early. Skips empty slots in sparse array. Enable map dot filter dot. It cannot break early. Now, if you want to create, so what it takes, nums, my map. So okay, so first it take array dot prototype, and then let's suppose my map array my map, and then what it is going to take callback function as an input. No, my map is equal to function. So function, function. Okay, we are going to create a temporary. So it creates a new temporary, returns a new array. So basically, we have to create the new temporary array. Once we have the temporary array, then we can run a loop, for loop from, I think, let I is equal to 0. I is equal to 0. I should be less than this dot length, as we are going to use maps on nums, so we should use this here, this dot length, and then we also I plus plus. Okay, and in this temp dot push, what we are going to push, we are going to run the callback function which have the which have value index array. So for value num, so this dot this I, so yes, then I, and then this basically. So we are going to push all of this stuff over here and then return temporary basically. Okay, now same example, const my nums, let's suppose same 2 4 6 8. All right, then const my result, uh, const my result equal to nums, my nums dot my map, and in that we are going to give run a callback function. In that callback function we are going to give value which is num. Right now, then I, then array, and we are going to return num multiplied by 5, and then console dot log, what we are going to log, my result. result. Okay, minus. What happened? Const minus minum num array. What just happened right now? Const not here. Let okay. Next this temp dot push callback right push. We are going to create empty array, not just array. Okay, 10, 20, 30, 40. Okay. Stop using for loop for so guys, stop using for loop for transformation of your element. And here we are. No, wait. Stop using for loops to transform arrays. Today we are breaking down JavaScript array method. Stop using for loops to transform your arrays. Okay. So stop using for loop to transform your arrays. And today we are going to learn JavaScript, breaking down the JavaScript map method. And we are also going to learn important part is we are going to learn how to write polyfill for the map method in JavaScript. So what actually the map method means in JavaScript? So it is basically used to transform elements in each elements in an array, and it actually returns a new array. It does not mutate the original array at all, and it is focused on returning a new array. So we are going to first of all we are going to use the map method directly, and then we are going to write the polyfill for that, and just within the 60 seconds. So let's get started. So let's create a nums array, and 2 4 8 no 2 4 6 and then 8 for the better understanding. So important part is it does not mutate the original array, so we have to return something, like we have to store that new array into something. So we are going to use the we are going to use the result constant, then we are going to use nums, then map, then map. In map it basically returns the callback function. Now what we are going to give it, so first of all num I an array. So we are going to understand it one by one. So num is current element, where the I is the index of the current element, and array is these nums. So what we actually give as the input. So we are going to return num multiplied by 5. Let's suppose we are multiplying each element of the nums and returning it to the new array result. So console dot log result. Okay, so first we will check the result. What just happened? So we are going to check result, console dot log result. Uh, 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 uh. Num array, then we are going to return num array, everything, right? Oh shit. No, I don't think so. It's wrong. Const. What the fuck? What is happening, brothers? Everything is correct. Still, it's showing. Now it show. Why the fuck you gave error in first attempt? You ruined my entire video. Everything is right. See, I didn't even click anything. Okay, so where we are, I don't know what happened, but it just show some error. All code. What the fuck? We are going to start from scratch. Stop using for loop to transform your arrays. So we are going to use the map method for in JavaScript to transform our arrays, And most important part is we are not within just 16 seconds we are going to write its polyfill as well for our interview preparation. So what actually map means? So map is nothing but a method in JavaScript that is used to transform array, but it does not mutate original array at all, where it returns new array. So it executes the callback function per element in our given array, and then it's best for the data transformation as I mentioned over here. So let's first use the map method directly. So for that we are going to create nums array 2 4 6 8, and we are going to return a new array that will be that consists the each element is multiplied by 5. So for that we are going to use const result. Why we are going to use? Because it does not mutate the original array at all, and it we have to store the new result somewhere. So we are going to declare the result, and then in result nums dot map, and in map so we are going to basically we are going to run the callback function. Now in callback function we are going to pass num I and array. So what actually num is? Num is the current element, and let's suppose 2, then 4, then 6, then 8, and I is the index. So let's suppose 0, 1, 2, 3, and array is our given array. So right now we are not going to use the I and I, array, but we are going to, let's suppose we are going to we are multiplying each element by 5. So num into 5. Okay, so and we are going to console.log result. Oh, okay, well, let's check output 10, 20, 30, and 40, right? And now there are few important points to remember. So we cannot break the execution early in map. We can also use the map with other methods like filter, reduce as well. And yeah, it skips the empty slots in sparse array. So let's write the polyfills for map method. So how we use the map? So we are going to use the callback function, and we are going to pass this value, index, and array. So let's create array dot prototype. We are going to explain this prototype in other videos, but just remember the syntax: the array prototype, and then we are going to name it my map. Now in my maps we are going to we are going to declare a new function. We are not going to give it any name, just the function. And in function what we are passing? Callback. So in callback we have to store, now we have to store our result. So we will create temporary, we are going to create the temporary array, empty array. Now we are running for loop that from 0, as our index starts from 0 to I should be less than this dot length. Okay, so what do you actually mean by this? So this we are going to use nums dot map, as you remember. So this will point out towards the nums. So let's remove this. So this dot length, and then I should increase one by one, and for loop we will push. Now what we going to pass? Value, then our index, and then our actual array. So this I, so index and this, and we are going to return our new temp. But but we are going to run this callback. As you remember, we have to pass these things to a callback. So okay, now let's use this. So we will going to create new array for this my nums. We will use same 2, 4, 6 and 8. Also we are going to store this new result somewhere, so we will use result my num dot spelling error function. So my map, and we are going to run the callback function, and in callback function we are going to pass value, then index and then array. Now return, we are going to also give this callback, return num into 5. And now we will console dot log this my result. Now result and my result both should look same. Let's run this code, first save it, then we are running this code. Error, what just happened? There is some nah, 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 nah. There is some mistake. Temp push return temp. What is wrong in this polyfill? I don't think so. Is there is anything wrong? Ah, right. We added extra bracket. Okay, just small syntax error. And see, we learn the map method and with the polyfill within just 60 seconds. I don't think so. This is going to be in 60 seconds, but let's go with my first video. Okay, map is done. I remember map with all of my brain power. Now let's see, what do you mean by, let me understand, what do you mean by filter first? ओके सो मैप, हमने मैप देख लिया है. नाउ लेट्स मूव फॉरवर्ड विथ फिल्टर. Let me create new filter.js. Now we will get some points from ChatGPT. So filter is nothing but the another method in JavaScript that we are going to use to select. Okay, so we are going to use to select the elements based on the condition, and we are going to return the new array where we are not going to mutate the original array, and the callback should return the true or false. And we are going to execute the callback once per element, and return array length can be the less than should be less than or equals to original length. Okay, so after that syntax array. Now let's suppose const, let I can take nums 2 4 6 8, and then on another result in result I'm going to apply filter on my nums, and filter on my nums means basically is it means filter on my nums, it means const result nums my nums, it means filter run a callback function. To callback functions similar to the map, we are going to give value index and our given array, and we are going to run the function condition that should return the true, either true or false. So basically we are going to run the expression over here, so that our num should be less than 5, let's say, not multiplication but less than 5. Okay, and then console dot log result. Let's run this. 2 4, right? Okay, now if you want to write the polyfills, polyfills, polyfills. Okay. I want to write the polyfill for this important node. Skip empty slots and pass. I cannot break early. Enable with map and reduce. Use when you want to read unwanted elements. It's right. Polyfills. Now polyfill similar to the map. And write array, then prototype, and then we are going to name our filter my filter. to avoid the actual naming convention or whatever it is, actual name filter method. Filter method. Now we are going to declare new function. We are not naming it at all because we don't need to. Then we are passing new callback function. We should return true, either true or false. And so we have to store the new temporary array. We don't have to mutate the original array. So we are going to declare new temporary array, empty array. In temporary arrays, we are running for loop. So in similar to the map, we can run for loop. We can learn from for loop from 0. I should less than this dot length, and then I I plus plus, but and then return our this I is less than 5 or not, but we are not going to write anything like that. We are going to check if our callback what we are going to pass value, index and our array. So we are going to give it, well, no, value index and then array. Okay, and if it is true, then return that this array should be this dot. If it is true, then temp, we are going to temp dot push our current element. So dot log. Now, okay, we are first to test this out. We are going to write. Mhm. Okay, const my num. Can you same num as well? Okay, now we are going to pass the same nums, but we are going to store our result, which is const my result. We are going to pass our nums to filter, but my filter, this something is what is happening. My filter. We are going to run the callback. In callback, we are going to pass num I array and return num is less than 5, and then num I ready the. Okay, let's take this. I am idiot. This I and this idiot of the year award goes to this I. What? We have to run the for loop for let I is equal to 0. I should have done this. Right. To 4, okay, we learn the polyfill for the filter as well. Map filter, okay. Need to remove specific items. Need if you have an array, if you have an array and you want to remove the specific elements from an array based on the condition, then stop writing for loops. You have to write the if stop writing for loops with the if statements inside. So let's master the filter method and build the polyfill for your next interview. So what actually the okay? So what actually the filter does? Filter does actually exactly what it says. Filter does exactly what it says. It selects the elements based on the condition. If your callback returns true, and the item says if false, it gets kicked out. So here we only want number less than 5, and the result is empty. Okay. So let's take an example. If you example here, so we want numbers less than 5. The result is new array. Okay, so okay, let's suppose we have an array and we want to write implement the filter on it, and we just want the numbers in array that is less than the 5. So let's total unchanged and it's clear, readable, immutable. Okay. If we are going to run the if condition only pushes when the condition is met. This is the only difference. Returns temporary and you are done. Like map which pushes everything and filter only pushes when the condition is met. That is the only difference. Return temporary and you are done. Hmm. Okay, so let's get started for our new video. Okay, clear output. Let's go. Return. Need to remove specific items from an array. So stop writing empty for loops if statement inside. So let's master the filter method and build its poly file for your next interview. I don't even know how to pronounce that polyfill. So let's get started. So filter does exactly what it says. It selects the elements based on the conditions, and it return if your callback returns true, then item stays. If false, then it gets kicked out from the array. So there are some important points first. So let's filter is a method in JavaScript. Another point is it used to select the elements based on the condition. Third is it returns the new array. It does not mutate the original array at all. Then the callback should return the true and false. Then it executes the callback once per element, and the actual new array length should be less than or equal to it can be equal to the original length of an array. So syntax is simple. We have to just write dot filter, and then we have to run a callback function. In callback function, we pass value, which is the current value, then index, then array, and then it should return the boolean. So we will write directly first. I don't know what should we should call it, but let's say we are going to write it directly. So we will create nums first to test this out. Nums there 2 4 6 8, and now we are going to implement the filter. Like we just want new temp array, and in new array we have to store the numbers in these nums which are less than 5. So first of all, it does not mutate the original array at all. So we have to return some we have to store result in some another array, and we have to there was one mistake, guys. Let's wait. Wait. So we will write अक्खा वीडियो वेस्ट केला भाई. Need to remove some specific items from an array. So stop writing empty for loops first, and with the if statement inside, what actually does it uh, need to remove some need to remove specific items from an array. So stop writing empty for loops with the if statement inside. So let's master the fa. Need to remove specific items from an array. stop writing empty for loops with if inside. So let's master the filter method and build its polyfill for your next interview. So filter does exactly what it says. It selects elements based on the conditions and callback returns true or false. So we will understand it with the few bullet points first. So used to select elements based on the condition. It returns new array. It does not mutate the original array at all. And the callback must return true or false. It executes the callback once per element and it return array. The new array length should be less than or equal to original length. So syntax is simple. We are going to use array dot filter and we are going to pass the callback function, and in callback function we are going to use value, then index, and then array, and it should return the boolean value. And based on that, if the element returns true, it stays, and if it results false, then we are going to kick it out. Okay, right. So what we are going to write, first of all, cons, then nums, then 2, 4, 6, and 8. Okay, then we are this is because we have to test our filter. We are going to declare new array nums. Then we can't mutate the original array at all, so we are going to create new array to store our result, uh, const result. Then we are going to apply nums, and we are going to apply filter on it. In filter, we are going to return the callback function. Okay. In callback function, we are going to pass num and array. So what is num? Current value. As we are going to iterate in our num, so it shows the num shows the current value. I shows the index of current value, and array is entire array. Then in callback, we are going to give the we are going to return boolean based on the condition. So here condition is num should be less than 5, and if it is less than 5, then uh, store it in result, console.log result. Okay, so let's run 2 4 accord the we applied the filter, and the only 2 and 4 are less than 5, so it returned 2 and 4. Okay, so important point is it skips the empty slots in sparse array. Then we cannot break this execution early. Then we can chain it with the other methods like map, reduce, and you can use when you want to remove unwanted elements. In interview, it is not as simple as just use dot filter. You interview may ask you to write the polyfill for it. Polyfill is nothing but writing it from scratch, or writing our own filter method. Okay, so what we are going to write a function which we are going to pass callback in it. Okay, so array dot prototype and then my filter. Okay, now we are going, this is our new function. We are going to not name it all. In function we are going to pass callback. Then in callback we have to store this num which result in true in something, so we are going to create new temporary array which is empty array initially. Then we are going to run the for loop. Now this for loop will run from 0 to the I should design this dot. Okay, what actually this dot length means? So always we are going to use it like, right? So this will point to the array we are going to use filter with. So this dot length and okay, I plus plus. Now we are going to apply the conditions. So as always, we are going to use the if statement and inside if callback returns true, keep that element. If callback returns false, remove that element. And our callback needs num I array. So what actually here num means this I, then index is I, and then our actual array is this. And if it returns true, then temp dot push. What we are going to push inside temp? This. If it is clear, then return temp. Let's check it. We are going to use in nums, but now we are going to store our result. In my result, we are going to apply my filter or nums similar to this entire thing, but here we are going to console log my result. Okay, see, it's that easy to implement your own polyfill and let's prepare for our interview. Nah, no, okay, cut, editor cut. And it should like unlike okay, so unlike map, it pushes map method pushes everything inside our temporary. Map pushes everything. Okay, so map pushes everything inside temporary, but here we are not going to push everything. We are implement one condition and then push it to the temporary and return the temporary. So master this pattern and you will ace the array questions like and follow for the reduce method next. Okay, map पण done, filter पण done. Now we are going to write reduce. Okay, reduce. Mm, 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 mm. Right. कोण आहे? कोण आहे? कोण लोक त्यांना नाही घ्यायचं, मी घरात पैसे भरतो. मी घरात पैसे भरतोय. मला झोपायला वेळ लागतो. ते घेर तिकडे झोप तुला चार्जिंग लागत ना. तुझ्याकडे किती पण आहे? बघा. तुझ्याकडे 12,000 रुपये किती दिले त्यांना? बघतो ना. लाईट बिल भरली ते? नाही, मला सेंड कुठे घ्यावं. सेंड करायला तुझ्याकडे सेव्ह ना, फोन पेला डायरेक्ट दिसतं ना. मी म्हणतो तुझा वेळ टाकतो, मी त्यावर भरतो. चेक कर किती लाईट बिल आलंय, नंतर पैसे संपल्यावर परत म्हणून लाईट बिल भरलं नाही भरलं. 5,361. 5,000 तुला किती दिले? मी 12 ना. तुम्हाला दिले आम्ही सांगतो 5,000 किती आहे? 361. 6,500 रुपये टाकले. 6,500 कोण टाकले तुला बरं? लाईट भारत दिल्या. हा का, मी तेच म्हणलं एवढे पैसे गेले कुठं? 140 रुपये गेले असते जेवायला. किती रुपये गेले? मला वाटतं 12,000 भेटले तुला. नाही नाही, हे किती गेले म्हणला? फक्त आता भेट. पहिले पण काही हा, मी तेच म्हणलं फक्त 150 रुपये कसे गेले. तुम्हाला 500 दिले त्याच्या आधी. तुम्हाला टोटल 12.5 दिले. 12.5 दिले ना, आधी 500 दिले आणि काही घंट्यानंतर 12,000 दिले. 500 खर्च देते नंतर आपले पगार आला पण. नाही, तुम्हाला 200 दिले, नंतर 500 टाकले, नंतर 12,000 टाकले एकाच दिवशी. 200 500 खायला प्यायला दिलते. 200 तुम्हाला खायला दिलते, 500 रुपये तू दिलते. नंतर परत दिलते, नंतर नको खायला प्यायला राहू दे. हा, तुला कोणीतरी पैसे दिले तर राहू दे. आणि नंतर हा राहू दे. हा, नंतर 12,000 दिले, म्हणजे तुम्हाला टोटल दिले त्या दिवशी 12,700. आता तुझ्याकडे किती? 5,000. 361. लाईट बिल किती बघा सेव्ह केलेलं. इलेक्ट्रिसिटी बिल 370. नाही थांब, लास्ट पेड 6,450. हे मध्ये दिसतंय मला 370 वाटतं. 370 तिकडला असेल. 6,000 ते भरले. गणेश काळे. 370. आम्ही तिकडं 12,000 1200 भरतो. एका 300 होते. आपण जर म्हणे 800-900 बिल भरतो, यावेळेस कसं काय 370? लाईट बिल चेक करून घरी गेलतो ना आपण. मागच्या लाईट बिलचा फोटो टाकला तर त्याला घेऊन लाईट बिलचा नंबर चेक करून भरून टाकून बरं. पण मी हे विचार करतो, अरे तिकडे आम्ही एक जण 350 भरतो. मी पण दरवेळेस 850 देते, ह्यावेळेस कमी आले तू तेच म्हणतोय याडे. लाईट बिल टाकलेलं लास्ट टाइम ते बघ. अरे मला आलीशी काय. एअरटेलचं भरायचं पैसे. आता तर भरले एअरटेलचे पैसे. महिना झाला पुढे. 15 दिवस झाले असते ना. 15 झाले. 13 तारखेला महिना होतो ना. पैसे आता भरले होते आपण त्याचे. आता कधी केव्हा भरले? 10 तारखेला भरले मागच्या महिन्यात. मागच्या महिन्यात तुला मी फोटो टाकला एअरटेलचा 9 जानेवारी. 9 जानेवारीला फोटो टाकला मी तुला. 9. हा, 473 भरलेत मागच्या वेळेस. हा, 473.
यावेळेस लाईट बिल हिटर कमी वापरलं ना आंघोळीच कंपनीत आंघोळीच नाही केलं आपलं.
मी काय म्हणतोय त्याच्या आधी 493 आले फक्त.
लाईट बिल चेक कर आणि असं तू भरून टाक.
नंबर बिंबर मी नाही चेक
चेक कर याचं
करत.
लाईट बिल
गणेश काळे येणारे नाव.
नाव नाव ते लाईट बिल चेक कर भरून टाक. लगेच त्याची मला टाक.
हे चल मी करतोय.